doesn't feel like...
The Meistr sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my...
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back and...
I swear by the seven, if we did not have...
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. Apparently I had a claw in murdering their darling divine-in-waiting Alexander.
The Meistr wrenches the bandage, pulling the fabric tight against her wound. She winces before...
Never mind that. That I was here the entire time. Apparently my cunning transcends time, space.
Meistr Siva freezes, her eyes locked on you, her claw...
Why on earth should I have thought anything else? Not that I was sorry to hear about his death. I doubt my grin helped matters during the interrogation. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity.
As she speaks, the Meistr uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, she stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment.
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a Come, God-woken. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall.
Well now, how's my favorite God woken?
I'm from the deserts of Meistr originally. My parents died when I was very young, no more than a cub. They were spice merchants, killed by bandits as we were trading on the forest roads. The elves nearby saved me afterwards. They found me hiding in a wagon and they took me in.
Ifan bites his lip, hard enough to draw blood.
They were my home until I was old enough to join the Order. Mother Melody always said I'd have a hard life. She saw it as fact, since I was born under the waxing moon. Ah, a mysterious one. Cool and analytical. I've been striving my whole life to prove mine wrong. To, zero success. So far.
Ifan smirks and shakes his head.
I'll spare you the tall tales we usually tell. When a new cub joins up with the lone wolves, we interrogate them. Then, a very complex equation decides their new moniker. I don't remember all the questions, but I remember enough to give you a lone wolf name if you want one. So tell me this, which of these scenes attracts you the most?
Ifan nods and raises his eyebrows, a slight smile brightening his face.
And then, target in sight? What's your preferred execution method? Right.
Ifan scrawls something on a little piece of paper and hands it to you. On the page in thick black letters is written Bright Kiss.
Not as pant-wettingly fearsome as Silverclaw, but not bad. Not bad at all. For sure. Always carry a snack.
Ifan reaches into his tunic pocket and pulls out a strip of dried raw meat. He takes a tiny bite and offers the rest to you.
Now, what else do I have to share?
Ifan rummages around the roll-down tops of his boots and grins in victory as he plucks a single mushroom from the folds.
Aha.
He hands you the mushroom with great ceremony, bowing as he holds it aloft.
Oh, I wouldn't. This one's not for eating, but I'll tell you, it comes in handy if you're dining with someone who really needs to lose their life. And soon.
Ifan smiles and looks around before reaching high into his sleeve and pulling out a tiny herbal wrap. The unmistakable scent of Drudene hits you as he holds it out to you.
The last weapon in the lone wolf arsenal. You know, for after the toughest jobs.
He winks and tips his fingers to his temples before loping off.
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of conversation. At first, I admit it was all rather tiring. I was, after all, marched out of my own empire, and I've been hounded by the odd assassin ever since. After that came the indignity of the collar and incarceration. But ever since we decided to be so bold as to bid our farewell to Fort Joy by any means, it's all been rather fun. Oh, I could complain about the food and the lodgings and the sheer barbarity of the common folk, but in truth, all of that fits within the larger frame that is adventure. Adventure is precisely what my life was missing. I told you earlier I could tell you tales about what it was like to be a prince of the house. Tales that would last us 1,000 nights. That is true, but I'd much rather speak of the tale we are shaping now. Accompany me back to my empire, and I'll tell them all in the palatial setting they deserve.
He sighs, rather dramatically.
Oh, perhaps that's because I don't quite enjoy broaching the subject. Thank you. But I suppose you've earned the right to know. The long and short of it is that I was banished because I was found in bed with a demon. Because I invited her in, of course. How else? You clearly have a hard time understanding all this, so let me paint you a picture. I am a prince of the House of War. There are others with that title, but none of them are the Red Prince, the jewel in the crown of the Empire. I lived in the Forbidden City, a vast complex of palaces that houses the royal family and its servants. No others are allowed to enter it. As for myself, I was never allowed out. That is the price I paid for my genius. I was too valuable to be exposed to the dangers of the outside world. All the wars I won, and I won them all, of course, I won from the comfort of sofas. Bring me information, and I will deduct, then instruct. From amid the ultimate opulence of my quarters, I expanded and very much ruled the empire. I had it all. And frankly, I got bored. Exactly. I did not suffer the boredom of some spoiled brat. Mine was the absolute absence of challenge, the longing not simply to watch the horizon, but to journey towards it. If I could not experience the joys of the world beyond, I had to bring the world to me. Miraculous what a sorcerer can do with a little arcane lore. I summoned demons, the most dangerous game in the world. But they knew they met their match in me, and so we conversed. We drank wine, we played chess. Converse with demons and you learn of the shadows behind creation. Drink wine with them and you have visions of worlds beyond worlds. Play chess and you know that one wrong move is certain death. My mind rejoiced. Now for the body, I reasoned, so with a certain succubus I spent nights that would surpass your understanding. So you do comprehend. I spent a whole year in the company of demons, every night atop the white library tower of my palace. It was my great study of existence. It was my supreme joy, even if... Yes, even if it led to my downfall. What happened next was simply unforeseen. One moonless night, the succubus that was my lover turned to me, fangs exposed. But I could tell from the glint in her eyes she wasn't bent on our usual fang play. There was no light in that glint. It was the darkness of the void, the wet darkness of spilt blood. And in short, I was afraid. I tried to move away, but it was too late. She was upon me. She had done it. She had outmaneuvered the Red Prince. Finally, I was vanquished. How witty. Perhaps if I had a moustache to twirl, but... No, you can rest assured I'm quite unique. Of course, there's... No, but never mind that now. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the succubus. She went for my neck, quick as a charging cobra, but then suddenly it's as if time ground to a halt. Something deep inside me welled up, a power I never knew I had. She simply froze under my stare. Then she screamed. A scream so abhorrent its ripples caused birds to fall dead from the sky. People covered their ears in vain as they went insane. The Imperial Guard forced itself into my chambers and found me with the succubus still on top of me. I believe the phrase is caught red-handed.
I've got to say, I think we're onto something interesting here. What, this old gaggle of weirdos? Oh, she's all right. A lot of bark, but I think she really cares about what we're doing. Better that than a sweetheart who'd sooner watch you walk off a cliff than shout, "Look out!" My kind of salty old crank. She certainly seems to want to help us. You don't get many of those in life. I've learned to appreciate them where I find them. I don't know about home, but I do sort of miss the gang I travel with now and then. Crawler, Madcap, Papa Joris for sure. Musicians mostly. We all had our own stories, our own troubles, but when we were together and the music was with us, it was like none of that mattered at all. When you have people like that around you, you know, a family, even rain feels like sunshine. Well, I think I should focus on getting this demon out of my head. And of course, I think you should help me. And if we pick up a few new source tricks along the way, so be it.
It really is quite simple. In the corner, there's a painting. Remove it and push the button. The combination to the vault is 15R 34L 23.
Last time, wolf right in the tavern. All hell broke loose. Good times. Good times. I wonder if they'll remember me.
Surrounded
I'm
by
watching you, stranger. That's all you have to say. You may as well.
Die of thirst. Fill my What's this? Damn it, Barwell, you're supposed to.
It's Belworth, sir.
I don't care. Keep on alert until this fiend's head is on a spike. What do you want, lizard? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Magisters missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Are you deaf? Your business here? Well, mind your bloody step in future. I've an investigation to carry out, and I don't need any more distractions. I'm not some foot soldier, you clod. I can't put myself at risk. We've lost 3 of our number to this Higba fiend so far. I won't move from here until he's in a cell or in a box. Hardly. By all accounts, he seemed like just a... No matter. He'll face justice either way. If you catch sight of that dog, tell me... Well, do you know it? Stop wasting my time. Bellwether, I need those reports, damn it.
Right away.
Be glad you don't have to witness the sun killed
by sorcerer.
Driftwood, home of the Black Bull Tavern.
Magisters dropping left and right. latest news! Many a latest, my friend. The war figured you'd ask me about that. Ain't looking too good for you, lizards. Word is, the Divine... You remember what happened to the elves, don't you? Ain't no one left standing when you treat him to death, Fog. You seven save us. Stabbed in the back he was, by them kill them all, I say. Do 'em like Magister Raymond did, old ladies. I mean, they doomed us all, didn't they? The son of the Divine is dead. Jolly Justinia. Queen of the... Here's 20 or so noble gentlemen. No one knows what they did wrong, if anything, and she has them stripped and whipped all the way to the execute. You ask me, and I say...
As the Magister's eyes alight upon you, they widen until they are practically bulging out of their sockets. One tremulous finger rises from full...
Ifan Ben Meisters are live and breathe. I don't know how you got free, but it'll be back to the joy with you, and no mistake. Who could forget? Best night's business the healer had in months. Now, come on. Back into a cage where you belong. Your little tricks won't work on me, Ben Meist.
She considers your...
How much? So much. You have to be hiding something, and I'm sure Dallas will be well able to find out what... Now, come on. Back into a cage where you belong.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about.
What's this? I found something. I need to dig here. I don't have the right tool for digging.
Not cool for the job yourself, then.
Much business
What?
today.
I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Leave don't want to leave town.
Come on, rapid fiction.
There's no saying.
Hold it right there, prisoner. ready.